it's time. It's time to look at this week's new Nintendo Switch games. And Topaz has arrived because she's like, I want to hear about all these awesome new games coming to the Nintendo Switch. And that's what we're going to be jumping into. As every time we're going to be going in chronological order. We're going to be watching the full trailer for the game. Then I'm going to give my thoughts on the game, why I think it looks good, what I think we need to look out for if the game, if there are things that are leaving me in doubt about the game. And we are going to be starting with a game that came out today, which is Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Now, there is it came out today. It is on the 23rd of September, and it sells for $59.99. Now, there is a free demo available if you want to try out the game for yourself. I'm going to give my thoughts about the game after. And no, I did not play Epic Mickey yet, but I will be giving my thoughts on why I haven't played it yet right after we watch the trailer. Now, we've seen this one a couple of times in different Nintendo presentations. I'm extremely thinking I'm gonna have to mute this one because I'm pretty sure that a lot of this music might be copyrighted, especially since this is Disney. And there we go. So that will be Epic Mickey Rebrushed. I'll be honest with you guys, to me, the game looks really good. If I'm not mistaken, the original one came out on the Wii. This is basically an upgraded version of it. They seem to have smoothed out the gameplay a lot. And it looks very fun if you want a 3D action platformer. It looks very high quality. The refinishing looks like it's done very well. Here's where, however, I find why my down point is a sales price. I don't feel, however, that this feels like it should be a $60 game. A lot of even Nintendo remakes we complain about don't look like they should be $60 games. To me, Disney, although they're a mega corporation in the entertainment industry, they're not Nintendo, and a remake of a Disney game to me is not worth $60. This should have been like a $40 game to me. At $40, I would have felt this feels okay. I just feel $60 is too much for this. Now, if I can get a review code for this, obviously I'll play it. If not, I personally am going to be waiting for a sale. So I will be covering it. I do think the game looks solid. I already saw a few reviews coming out, and apparently the game is pretty good. However, too expensive for me. But the game came out today. Only thing, $60 game. So that is Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Now, we are moving over to the 26th. And let's just get it out of the way right away. The 26th this week is like the day. It is the day that, like, not only are games coming out, a ton of them, but it is the day that The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is coming out. Okay, you're one of those who gets upset with the woke stuff. I think you're talking to Orokusaki and all that, but honestly, I'm just gonna say, I personally, and I've said it many times, I have no problem with the woke stuff. I just feel when it feels forced, I dislike it. And I don't like saying woke stuff, okay? Because either way, I just think that any type of diversity and inclusion needs to feel natural. If not, it feels faked, and it sort of defeats the whole purpose. But either way, let's look at the Echoes of Wisdom. We're going to focus on Echoes of Wisdom for now. Now, we're not going to watch the whole overview trailer. It is 6 minutes long. We all know Echoes of Wisdom is coming out. So exceptionally, this will be the only trailer that we are most likely not going to watch the whole thing.
When Link is stolen away, it's up to Princess Zelda to save her kingdom in a brand new entry in the Legend of Zelda series. The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. This sprawling...
So by the way, if you guys didn't know, I'm going to talk a little bit during the trailer to fill in like a little bit of the time since it is 6 minutes long. But Thursday, we are going to be watching this whole... We're going to be playing the game all day. So basically, I'm going to be unboxing the new Switch Lite Zelda edition. Then we are going to take a small break, eat lunch, and then come back and play a minimum of 4 to 5 hours of this game. So if you guys want to come along and play the game with me, I would love that. Probably starting around between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna open up the Switch Lite before that, around 10 a.m. probably 10:30 a.m. But the actual stream of the game is going to be starting around 12 p.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern.
You can create imitations of things called echoes.
So basically, we are looking at an amazing new Zelda game. I'm going to cut the trailer here, guys, because we've seen it a lot of times. And I know that normally I try to put the full trailers in this, but at the same time, I was trying to find a cut down version, and the cut down versions really didn't show much of the game. So you missed the unboxings. I actually have quite a few coming up soon. I have a whole table of unboxings coming up pretty soon. Because I have a lot of things to unbox. I was given many controllers that I have to unbox and review. But Echoes of Wisdom is hitting on the 26th. And before we look, it looks like it's going to be amazing. It's a Zelda game. It's going to be great. There's one thing I do want to throw out there. There are so many games coming out on the 26th. If I was an indie developer, I would try to stay away from that date as much as possible. And I understand that this game was announced later, but it's sort of like a message to indie developers out there. Releasing your game on the same day as Zelda makes it not only hard from the fact that people are going to have to either buy Zelda or your game or both, but it also makes it hard even for a content creator to get attention to your game. Because on the 26th, there's no way I can make a review for another game, get any traction on YouTube. because everyone's going to be talking about Echoes of Wisdom. So it's just sort of a message throwing out there that if you have an indie game that you want to release, now there are a couple of indie games that are releasing on the 26th that did very intelligent things by releasing them way ahead of time and not putting embargoes. And we're going to talk about that later. But you either have to do that or you have to try to move the date of your game. Like if I was an indie developer and I had a game coming out this month, I would minimum push it back like a week to 2 weeks away from Zelda. Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's really like, I know that indie developers maybe don't depend as much on day one sales, but it's just going to be very hard to get traction or attention to your game on a date like that. So I'm just throwing that out there. If in the future indie developers, even, and like I said, even from a content creator's perspective, it's very hard for me to justify this week playing other games than Zelda. Do you understand? Like, it's very hard. You just played Crypt Custodian and it didn't do good. Crypt Custodian was a good game, though. You see, but that's just gonna happen. I'm just throwing it out there. So Zelda is coming out on the 26th. Obviously, the game is $59.99 because it is a full-priced game. Now, this is the only game that we will not watch the full trailer because, like I said, it is 6 minutes long. Next, we're gonna talk about what is probably one of the silent hits of the 26th. A game that I fully played on stream. I can already tell you guys I will work on a review, but you see, this is what they did. They gave us the games 3 weeks ahead of time, and they said, play it when you want. No embargo, show it off, do whatever you want with it. Now, this is what you can do to compete against a Zelda. Why? Because now I was able to play it. I was able to get my review written and ready ahead of time. And so the 26th comes along and boom, everything's good to go. But a lot of indie game developers just can't do that because they're working till the very last second to get their game ready. But the game is Iron Meat, which is selling for $19.99. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm just going to give you my score, 9 out of 10. We're going to watch the trailer and I'll tell you why it's a 9 out of 10 before. But it is basically a retro Contra-like game. Trust me, it is worth playing through if you are a fan of classic Contra. The music is amazing throughout the whole game, by the way. Now, I do know that the music is copyrighted, so I will be talking. Either way, they're not talking about the game in this, but I know for a fact the music is copyrighted because I had to get it cleared when I did my playthrough. It took me like an extra day, and they did clear it, but I did get copyrighted for all of the music and then had to get it okayed by the developer. It is honestly, the action is visceral. It is fun. It is basically one of the closest experiences you'll get to an actual Contra game that feels at the same time how somewhat unique. Yet at the same time, if you would have told me this is a real Contra once again, and I've said it for a couple of other games, but there are 1 or 2 other games like this, you would also believe that this was actually made back in the day by Konami. I'll explain also why it didn't get a 10 out of 10 as well. Which is something that I would really like to see maybe in a follow-up. So there you have it. Iron Meat. Amazing action game. I did a full playthrough on stream. We played the whole game from beginning to end. The controls extremely responsive. The Pixel art is amazing. The weapon variety is a ton of fun. The levels and boss designs are over the top, just like you would expect for this game. They are also very diversified in their tactics. There's built-in unlockables in the game, which motivates multiple playthroughs of the game. Like, you unlock new skins for your characters, and you have to do multiple playthroughs to unlock them all. Really pushing for that. There is a co-op play, local co-op play for 2 players. Works absolutely fantastic. The only thing that I would have liked is that the one problem, not problem, but the one thing keeping this from being like a 10 out of 10 is there was a lack in gameplay variety, because you often get on this like sort of jet scooter, or like flying like jet thing, like like a flying motorcycle. And this game would have needed 1 or 2 levels, like a level where you're riding the flying motorcycle. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of Contra games in that, you have like a chase level or like a riding level, and there wasn't any of that in the game. And it was really like a missed opportunity, because you even see him jumping on the speeder. This is the word I was looking for, was speeder. You see him like jumping on the speeder, taking off. So I'm like, oh, nice, we're getting a speeder level. And then the next level, he just jumps off the speeder and the level starts normal. And I would say that would have pushed it to a 10. Because although the levels were great, they were all just pure run and gun levels. And that's it. So, yeah, but not a Battletoads style where it's like, it basically stops your run every time you get to it, but more just like a Contra version where it gives you the run and gun feel, but from a different perspective. So, Iron Meat is an awesome game coming out on the 26th. If you like these type of games, definitely check it out. Next, we are going to be jumping into Silver Axe, The Honest Elf. Now, this is a game I'm medium on, but I do want to take a quick look at the trailer. Not too sure what to expect. This game is also coming out on the 26th, and it is going to be $18.99. So let's take a look at the trailer. Perfect. So Silver Axe, The Honest Elf. I got slight, like, it does look like it's going to be a Metroidvania, and I was getting slight Hollow Knight vibes from it. Hollow Knight vibes in the way the different levels look like they're set up. However, I'm very, very worried about the actual controls feeling floaty and unresponsive. Because there's different action scenes where it looks like, and we're talking about looks, so I don't want to say that the game is floaty and unresponsive, because I have not tried it. It just gives that feeling where it can make or break this game. If the controls are tight and responsive, this game could actually be a ton of fun. If they're floaty and like lack the responsiveness needed for this kind of game, it could actually really hurt it. But I do think this game can have potential. I'm just going to be honest, there's so many awesome games that are coming out in the next little while. If it is a decent game, it could get lost. But I will keep an eye on it. I unfortunately know I will not have time to play it this week, but I will keep an eye on it. And if we can pick it up on a good sale early, I might pick it up. $18.99. So it is a little expensive to take like a blind, like a blind test on, but nonetheless, it could be worth it. So I'm going to be looking for either review codes or possibly trying to pick it up on an early sale. Honestly, if there wasn't so much coming out this week, it would have been the kind of game I would have picked up and played on stream. We're just not going to have time. You know what I mean? Like there are other games I'm going to play before this on stream. Now, whoops, this is the one we just watched. This is the next one we want. Now, the next game looks absolutely beautiful. Also coming out on the 26th. It is Astrea, the Six-Sided Oracles, coming out on the 26th, and it will be selling for $24.99. So it is expensive for the indie games, but it does have a promising gameplay style. So we are going to take a look at Astrea. Honestly, it looks absolutely beautiful. They're like, the art style looks absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't know why I didn't put that full screen. My bad, guys. But yeah, no, the game looks absolutely beautiful. It is, it's a turn-based, it's a roguelike with dice mechanics. And there seems to be even a deck here. Like, it looks phenomenal if the gameplay delivers. If the gameplay delivers here, I think this is going to be an extremely interesting game. Once again, timing-wise, though, it is... Like I said, I find it rough that games come out on the same week as such a huge Nintendo property. And I understand, like, the games have to come out too. And if you're not against this game, you're against another one. But let's be honest, it is going to be the biggest release for Nintendo for this holiday season. So I would have tried to stick as far away from it as possible. But nonetheless, Astrea, the Six-Sided Oracle, looks freaking amazing. I'm really hoping I get to play this one. And you know when I said, like, I don't have time to play the Silver Axe, the Honest Elf? It's because I would play this one first. Like, if I do have any spare time, I will play Astrea before I will play that, even though they both look like they have potential. Now, the next one we're going to look at is going to be coming out on the 26th as well. This one looks like a fun arcade-style game. It has a sales price of $19.99 and is called Go Mecha Ball. So let's take a look for Go Mecha Ball. Very different style of game than the ones we've looked at so far. Probably not as deep of a gameplay as the ones we've looked at so far either, but I think it still has an interesting style to take a look at. And I am muted. Let's start that over. So I just want to make sure I had the right quality on the trailer. Now, this is basically a twin-stick shooter with pinball mechanics. I think that if you're looking for a more simple action-oriented game, this one, yes, it looks fun. However, I will be honest, this one I would definitely wait for a sale. It looks fun, but I'm not sure $20 is what I like. Obviously, I'm a review channel. $20 on a game isn't a problem, okay, for reviewing a game. But if we're talking about just as a player, to me, this feels like the game that I'll wait till it's about $10 to pick up. But obviously, we're going to have to wait till the game is out to make sure that even at that price, it's worth it. But I do have a feeling that this will deliver a fun experience, feeling original enough to really make its place in the gameplay style. On top of it, it is a super rare original. And I'm just going to say they have a pretty decent track record, Super Rare. By the way, they are the ones who made Grapple Dog. Okay. It is their publishing company well, they made it. They're a publishing company, but Super Rare, their first release was Grapple Dog. This is another one of their release with Go Mecha Ball. And it is a original. I do think it has a lot of potential. They haven't had like a big miss yet. They've had like one of their games was like a 7-ish, but the other games were generally pretty freaking solid. Okay. Next, are we still on the 26th? Yes, we're still on the 26th. You're gonna see it's like pretty freaking crazy how many are on the 26th. Next, we have Worms Armageddon, the Anniversary Edition. We're going to watch the trailer. Worms is Worms. This is the remake of one of the best Worms games out there. If you like quirky strategy games and you haven't played Worms yet, please do. There's already one on the Switch that is on sale all the time. Just don't pick up the stupid Worms Rumble. Okay, please. It's WMD that's already on the Switch. And it goes down to like $5 or $6 normally. And after you're done with Worms WMD, you can pay... Armageddon is a rehashed, enhanced version of probably the best of it. The best Worms game.
The year was 1999. The world stood on the brink of a catastrophic upheaval. Whispers of Armageddon echoed through the streets. The hour of reckoning had arrived.
War is hell! It's amazing, sir! I ain't seen nothing like it. Hey, that's grand.
Many moons had passed since the worms went to war. Onwards and upwards, bigger weapons than before. Boggy B took cover. He shivered on patrol.
And I'm so sure I'm going to get so copyright struck for so many of these trailers.
Then came the nuke and the disease tumbling down. If the bug didn't get you, you'd probably drowned. But the worms battled on through hunger and pain, living to fight, just to victor.
I'm going to spend my whole day tomorrow like basically muting trailers.
Could you possibly have bought? But spare a thought for Boggy, and with it his friend. So fight with their honor, and fight until the end.
But basically, we're going to wait till the trailer ends. It's still, it's halfway there. So far, Silver Axe is the winner. You have some... I'm not arguing with you. But I'm just saying you have some interesting taste, Rokusaki. But I do think it could be one of those dark horse games where you don't expect it, but it actually turns out to be pretty fantastic. Don't forget that the Hollow Knight was a $15 Metroidvania that no one knew about when it came out, and it turned out to be like one of the massively best reviewed games in quite a while. So Worms Armageddon, if you want some wacky fun, if you've loved the Worms series and you want an enhanced version of one of the best entries in the series, it's going to be a great one. It's going to be selling this one for $24.99. I do feel it's very steep for a remake of a very old game. Once again, this one I would be waiting for a sale. Okay, I would be definitely waiting for a sale on this one. Next, we're going to be talking about a second game that I have already played and that I'm no longer embargoed to talk about, and that is Cash Cow. We're going to watch the trailer, although it is extremely short. I might complement it with a bit of my gameplay that I have recorded that is totally... However, I'm going to mute it. Let me just make sure I can find it. Yeah, here. Okay, we're going to watch the trailer first, but then I'm going to complement it with a bit of the gameplay that I've recorded. It is a arcade-style game, and it comes from the same people that gave us Donut Dodo. Okay, it's the same solo developer that gave us Donut Dodo. Extremely fun game. Okay. So it's hard to get a style of the game. So like I said, I'm going to play my gameplay of it while I talk a bit about the game. I'm just going to mute it here. So basically, it is an old school arcade game. Okay? And it's the way I could describe the gameplay is it is old school Mappy meets Pac-Man. So basically you play this cow and your point is you have to pick up all of the gold on the map without touching any of the enemies. And you see, like here, I just died. However, I've got to say, it is an extremely difficult game. Like you'll see, I think I lose all my lives here because I lost 2 and I'm like, well, F this, it's not even worth trying anymore. So basically, I'm pretty much going to die soon if I'm not mistaken. But it's one of those games too, you have to learn each level by heart. You have to know exactly where to go in each level. I finished level 1 in the next run though. I do like a perfect run of the first level. But it is extremely fun, though. However, what's amazing is you can pick it up and you can do like 2 or 3 runs within like 5 or 10 minutes. And the whole game, if I'm not mistaken, is only 5 levels long. However, there are multiple difficulty levels. And I'm just going to tell you, it is extremely, extremely likely that it's going to take you hours of gameplay before you even finish easy level. And you have to play on easy, by the way. You have to play on easy before you can even play on medium. And then you have to finish medium to play on hard. But extremely fun game. Do not underestimate it. And it is only $5 or $6.99. It is only $5.99. Same thing that he did for Donut Dodo. Donut Dodo came out at only $25, only like $5, and it was an awesome homage to like classic arcade games, and it was definitely worth the $5. If you like old school arcade games like Pac-Man and the like, you will not be disappointed with these games. But give me just a sec. So because I just wanted you guys to see like level 2. Level 2 kicks it up like a crazy notch. Yes, okay. So I finished level 1. Level 2, you start getting trampolines. I only finished level 2 like twice so far. and it's pretty insane. Like, you basically have to know where to bounce in each level to be able to hit certain platforms, because certain platforms are really hard to get to. You can only get to them in like one area, and you only have, like, you know, Pac-Man, you have like the power pellets. Well, in this you have like a pickaxe. Like, when you have the pickaxe, you can actually kill the enemies, and it's the only way to be able to kill the enemies. But either way, cash cow, I can tell you, it's worth the $6 if you like arcade games. So overall, that is going to be a cash cow. Now we have one last game on the 26th, because yes, we're still not done with the 26th. And that's why I was almost laughing at the 26th. Like, everyone's putting their game out at the same time as Zelda. But we have another game, Night Slashers Remake, which is low-key one of a very underrated beat-em-up on the Nintendo Switch. You can actually pick up the original Night Slashers on the Nintendo Switch. It's in the arcade something classics, but it is actually a really fun beat-em-up, although very short because it is an arcade game. I'm honest, I'm not sure how I feel about this remake. We're gonna watch the trailer together, but I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the remake. Something about the art style is not landing with me, especially if you know the original game. But let's watch it. Okay, so something about the art style on the main characters is not landing with me in this trailer. Like, they look, I think what it is their faces look devoid of emotion. Do you know what I mean? They look like generic. They look like generic characters. Like, they look like generic Flash game characters. Like, you know what I mean? Their faces look like devoid of emotion. And the first game was the opposite. It was like amazing, campy, horror, over-the-top dumbness. But I'm going to reserve my final judgment till I actually play the game. But this remake is going to be selling for $9.99, and it is our final game that we're covering today that is going to be coming out on the 26th. Now, we're not done with our games yet, however, because we do have other games, but the next game is coming out on the 27th, and it is another Game Mill game. So this one will come with a warning that it could be good or it could be totally awful. And it is another game that we saw in the latest Partner Direct. Not yet, but it is coming. Don't worry, Champ Dancer. Did not forget about it. And it is Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. And what's funny about this is this one has me more excited than Mario Strikers. Because Mario Strikers turned out to be a really bad game, and hopefully this game can offer us a little bit of fun. However, once again, as usual for Game Mill, it is crazily overpriced at $49.99. Way too much for this kind of game. But let's take a look.
Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports, where your favorite tunes will compete in your favorite sports. Basketball, golf, tennis, and soccer. And who will win the ultimate prize? The Golden Anvil. Let's find out. It's time for the Acme Tournament of Champions.
What's up, Doc? Let's see if you...
For $50, yeah, it is a lot to ask for, especially because we did get some gameplay footage, but I wasn't able to find the trailer. Let me just see, because I had another trailer here. Yeah, that's the same one. Give me a second. I tried to do this before, and I was sure I had the gameplay trailer. Oh, I think we have here. Sorry, you guys are going to get an ad quickly, but after that, you're going to have it. What I'll do is I'll mute it during the gameplay. Here we go. However, the game, I'm going to be honest, so I'm going to just keep talking while, like I said, we're going to mute it while the gameplay plays. The gameplay somehow looks promising. It looks like it could be fun. However, at the same time, it doesn't look $50 quality. But that is a reoccurring thing with Game Mill, is they try to sell you games based on huge licensed properties for very high prices, and the quality can be very mediocre at times. So, once again, I would definitely say wait till this one, a review comes out for this one. But nonetheless, I still wanted to highlight it because, look, Karate Kid took me by surprise, and it actually turned out to be a decent game, although not worth $40. So who knows, Looney Tunes might do the same thing for us. Now, our before last game, finally making Champ Dancer a very happy person, is Reynatis, which is coming out on the 27th. So it is not the 26th, it is the 27th. It is going to be $59.99, and there is a free demo available on the eShop. Now, this looks like a very promising game. It is coming from Nippon Ichi America, which are a very good RPG development company. Let's take a look. Now, yes, it is the PlayStation trailer, but it doesn't really matter.
俺は14の冬に生死の境をさまよい、そして魔法を手に入れた。
魔法使いは出る杭なんだ。魔法使いの生きづらさは同じだから。私たちは魔法機動隊に所属する、いわば政府公認の魔法使い。
ルブルム中毒者が違法魔法行為。
逮捕。危険魔法使いは成敗してくれるわ。
夜の渋谷のカオス、それが人を引きつけてやまない。
漂う魔法物質、ドミヌスの森の入り口だ。その風に乗ってドミヌスに会いに行くんだ。魔力の管理にマリを解放してくれるだろう。
見せてくれよ、最強を。終わりだ。
見切った。
食らいやがれ。
サンゲスプラスポテンティア。
吹け更新だ。お前たちの仕事は戦闘だ。
私の中に自分を見て。
秘密を抱えて死ね。
私には使命がある。
俺はここじゃ終われない。
世界は君を中心に回り始める。
And there we have a Reynatis. Now there is a little bit more here at the end.
お前を縛る者からの解放だ。
Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a lot of... I'm not personally familiar with the series, so if there were games before, this is a series that, like, when it popped out, I'm like, wow, visually it looks interesting, but I haven't really heard about it before, and it's really odd because I'm generally pretty knowledgeable with Nippon Ishi. Like, I know a lot of their games, but to me, it gives me very much... Persona vibes. Like, it looks like a Nippon Ishi sort of trying to capitalize on the style of Persona. With maybe flashes of Bayonetta here and there. You know what I mean? Like, however, what I'm really not clear is if the gameplay plays out like in a sort of action RPG style, or if it plays out more like a pure action style. But overall, still, it looks like a very promising release hitting on the 27th. It's just a full price $60 game. At the same time as Zelda, like a day later. Once again, sort of a tough sell. Tough sell, and you're setting yourself up for a hurt. And Nippon Ishi do that often, where they set themselves up for hurt. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Last game for today is going to be a game that, once again, I'm sort of on the fence about. It is PLanetiles, coming out on the 30th. The game is going to be $12.99. It does look like a fun, more relaxing puzzle type game. So let's take a look at this one, and it's going to be our last game for today. I don't know why this week I'm forgetting to put them full screen. Okay. So there we have, I'm going to let the ad end, or else I can't go backwards through it. Hey, you guys are getting French commercials. Yay! Okay. So like I said, relaxing puzzle type game, sort of like a world city builder, but done with a different perspective. Looks interesting. I'm very interested in this one. I do think I'm definitely going to try and pick this one up, especially that it's coming out like a few days later, and I most likely will be able to clear up my schedule at that point for a quick game like this that most likely I'm going to be able to like knock out in a few hours. It looks like something that is going to be fun, and PLanetiles, for the right type of player, can be, I think, a great pickup for next week. Obviously, haven't played the game yet, so do wait for a review or whatnot before convincing that it is a great game. But I do think it's one that you should keep an eye out on if you're looking for a more relaxing puzzle type game. Okay, so that is it for the new Switch games, or the new Switch games at least that have caught my eye for the next week. I've got to be honest with you, there were maybe 2-3 others that looked interesting, but we were already so jam-packed with big games that I think we need to focus on these for this week. If, however, I missed out, you're one of a game that you definitely have your eye on for next week, you can always leave it in the comments down below. I can always try to check it out a little bit later on.